What's up, Lowrider family? Now today we're gonna interview the homie Tomas with this beautiful cutlass right here, and you're gonna know what he went through to get into hopping. So let's get to it.
My name is Tomas Aguilar. I'm from Portland, Oregon, and I am from Puro Locos Car Club. How I started low riding, how I fell in love with it. I was a little kid. I mean, I could remember when I was small, and my dad used to low ride when he was younger and growing up. And when I was little, I remember seeing him. He had Cadillacs, so I remember seeing him with his Cadillacs. And from that day forward, I fell in love with low riding, and he built me a lowrider bike. So then I started off with a lowrider bike and went from there. And then as I got older, I cruised my lowrider bike in the streets, going to car shows, going to the lowrider shows at the Expo Center here in Portland, Oregon. And I seen all the cars hopping, and then I told myself, man, I wanna hop. I remember seeing a car that was hopping in a Dancer. It was the car Twister. And I remember telling my dad, maybe we could be in there one day. My dad told me, yeah, we could do it. And then I got older, and it ended up happening. And I found me and my dad inside the pit at a lowrider show at the Expo Center, my first time. And after that, we've just been going to lowrider shows, and then I've been won some lowrider shows in different states and got me qualified to go to Vegas. And then from there on, I would hop my hopper in the Lowrider Vegas Super Show. And my first time when I was, so after I built my car, my first little street hopper, I was just in the streets, and the first time I hopped my car was at the Expo Center. It was in 2008. It was the first time I was in the pit. And my car was working the night before. I didn't do too good that day. It was a little bit of embarrassment. My car caught on fire. I had on 8 batteries, and I jumped it up to 6 batteries. I jumped it up to 8 batteries because that was the lowrider rules back then. So I added 2 more batteries in my trunk because I only had 6 batteries. And it kind of caught on fire and started smoking, and I really chipped out. And that's when I first found out what a chipper was back then. So my first lowrider was a 92. Actually, it was a 70 Impala. My dad bought me a 70 Impala, and we were that was gonna be my first lowrider. So it was a project car. Didn't get to finish it. So that was my first eyes on a lowrider. And then ended up having a 92 Cadillac, which at that time found out that front-wheel drives don't make such great Cadillac, such great lowriders as a front-wheel drive for a Cadillac. I was still young. I was 16 at the time when I got that car. And then I started hooking it up, and that's when I realized you don't do front-wheel rides. And then I bought me a Cutlass, and that was my street car, my street hopper that I would cruise around the streets, and that's the one that I went to the lowrider show in. And that was the first time I hopped my car. And after that, I've been going to a lot of different shows, shows out here in Portland, Washington, Salem, Eugene area. And at that time, I was just a single rider riding in the streets. And then it was about a year and a half later, I always had my eyes on Puro Locos ever since I was a kid, because my president, I used to see him take all his cars to the lowrider show, line them up, and all you seen out there was nothing but Puro Loco hoppers. And I got the honor to talk to them guys, and I ended up joining their car club, became a prospect, and went through the hoops that we had to do. And here I am, about 10 plus years, about 11 years I've been strong with Puro Locos. Got me a hopper. Also got a few other cars that I built along the way. Had a Regal, I got rid of it. I got me a 63 Impala that I'm building on. I got a 65 that we're working on. But this is the one that I take to all the shows, the one that everybody knows me mostly for, is this hopper right here. Here I got a 1987 Cutlass Supreme Euro Broham edition. Used to have the V8 in there, and I was hopping with the V8. and I crushed my coils. And after that, it really was kind of hard to try to find another coil that would make my car bounce back up, just running through different coils. And so I started chasing the inches. Everybody's hopping higher. Everybody, you beat me, I'm gonna come back and beat you, and try to start chasing inches. And so I decided to take it out and go with a V6. Put a baby 6 in there. Started messing with my suspension more. A lot of it is, it's all done in-house. I didn't go to no big fancy shop to get everything done. We did it here in the garage. We did it with my president, Manuel Vasquez. A lot of late nights, me and him working on this car, thinking of different ways we could get the back higher, thinking different ways we could get it to a higher, drive dumped, drive locked up. A lot of cars around here will be dumped down and they won't be able to drive. A lot of cars will lock up and they can't drive. This car lays and it locks up and drives. I got a 3-inch extension on my A-arms with a Caprice Cadillac spindle. Brings it out to 4 inches. I got telescopics in the back. They extend to 30. I'm not using the full extension just yet. And I got upper and lower adjustables. I got a 3-pump setup, 1 to the nose, 2 to the back, equipped with high hitter hydraulics. And that's what powers my car. I got 10 Deca batteries. I've been going to, like I said, I've been going to the Vegas Super Show, hopping out there, traveling, putting it on the flatbed. Me and my pops drive out there. He's another one of my riders, Toribio Aguilar. Garcia, also known, here known at Garcia's Customs. And my car is hitting over 85 inches. It's one of the highest hitting car out here in the Northwest, is the highest hitting car. Stated facts, to be a matter of fact. My sponsor, High Hitter Hydraulics, he sponsored me. I want to say it was about 2016, 2015. He's my sponsor. I've known Dan Davis for a long time. Talked to him. We spoke many times on the phone, spoke many times at car shows. Started hanging out with him. He seen I was putting in work. He seen I was traveling all over the place. I'd run into him to a lot of different shows. Obviously in Vegas, it's his hometown, LA. Ran into him in Woodland, Northern California at the Lowrider tours. Started speaking with him and we just hit it off, man. Solid dude. He put me on his team High Hitters. Started sponsoring me, the High Hitter Hydraulics. So he's mainly the one that all my system is running inside of my vehicle right now. So Puro Locos, how I got started with Puro Locos, like I said, I joined them, started hooking up with them. Manuel Vasquez, my homeboy Junior, got me set up and hooked up. Started hanging out with them dudes. Just started hanging out with them, man, chilling with them dudes, getting to know everybody. Became a prospect. I prospect for, I want to say about 6 months. So I got my first shirt. I had to let them know that I wasn't just coming to try to get freebies. And I was here for the long run to start out with. Put a lot of work on my cars, put a lot of work on a lot of members' cars, always helped them. Let them know that I was true to the game. I wasn't just here to come and take things and go. Some other people do that in other clubs. My club is a pretty strong club. We've been rolling strong for some years now. My founder, he started it back in the 80s, Puro Locos, which is Manuel Vasquez. He's the main president of the whole Puro Locos car club. And we're mainly, it's more than just a club, man. We're family, We look out for one another. We help each other out. Endless hours. If somebody needs something, there's always a member that's there to help and building our cars. I mean, I could name endless hours and endless times where I would be at the Vasquez farm, the ranch over there, also known as the Puro Locos Ranch, Chingon's Customs. Putting a lot of hours over there, man. Go over there when the sun would come out, stay until the sun would leave, end up leaving almost when the sun's come back out again. I mean, putting in 12, 13-hour shifts, and you really don't even understand how many hours you're working on, because you just get lost in time. working on all these cars until the end. I'm gonna be a Puro Locos until I die. Been with one, and I'm gonna end with one. Going on being a hopper, man, it's hopping is a little bit more interesting and a little bit more, I would say a little bit more in there than just cruising and laying and playing with your car. You gotta be a little bit more thick-skinned. You know, a lot of people come into this hop game and they get real offended fast. You can't get offended just because someone says, you know, hey, your car is uglier than mine or something. Or, you know, when you get called a chipper. You know, every car has its day. Every person has its day, you know. Your car may be working all the time, and one day your car may not work for whatever reasons. And somebody may say something to you, and you just cannot get upset and want to start crying or want to fight and call him names. You know, we let our cars do the talking, but I mean, we do give a little bullshit and, you know, with one another about a car. You know, they may say, oh, your car don't have chrome. Your car, you know, your car got rattle can or a single stage paint, or you don't got candy paint, you don't got a mural. Some people would take that to heart. And, you know, we understand we take our low riding to heart, which is true. But in the hopping game, you got to understand that just goes along with the game. You cannot get upset and start crying and wanting to fight the guy and trying to throw blows, because, you know, we do this for the kids. We do this for the love of it. It's a lifestyle for us. And we got little kids watching us that come up to these shows and events to see us hop these cars when we hop them. And you got grown men out there fighting and hitting each other. And what kind of example is that you're setting for the kids? You know, like I said, I was a kid myself wanting to do this, seeing all these hoppers and seeing these dudes. And, you know, here I am, one of the big dogs from the Northwest in this hop game. I don't have thin skin. I'll give shit as it comes. And after that, when we're done, we'll sit there and laugh with each other, shake each other's hands, hop cars and bullshit. A lot of stuff you guys may see is, you know, the BS talking. But also you guys need to see the smiles and the good stuff that we do with one another. Like I said, hopping ain't for anybody. You got a thin skin, then it ain't gonna work for you. This also comes with a lot of breaking down, a lot of rebuilding, a lot of repairing. Something breaks, you can't cry about it and give up and say, I'm done. My ball joint broke. Cry me a river. You gotta go get another ball joint. You gotta have them on dot, you know, in your car. You gotta have them. Cylinder, it bends. You can't just cry and say my cylinder bent, call it quits. You always gotta have something on stock. You always gotta have extra parts. If you ain't sponsored, you know, which is a good thing about being sponsored, is my sponsor takes care of me when something happens with my car. That's the good part. But all the money and sweat put into it, all the money spent on things, you know, you work your way up the ladder and you get there. For other ones, you know, a lot of hoppers that are coming up, you know, it is a lot of money spent to these things that we spend out of our own pocket. Solenoids to motors to gear heads. I remember buying gear heads when they were $85 a piece. Now you buy a Versace gear head for $250 plus ship. It's a dinosaur. A lot of people don't want to pay for that. So therefore they don't want to hop. They rather just lift and lay. Which, don't get me wrong, lifting and laying and cruising is a beautiful thing. But hopping is also beautiful too. It's an art that we do with our vehicles. It represents us. It shows what we do. If you build your own vehicle, you know what I'm talking about. A lot of people will have a hopper, but they didn't build it. So they really don't understand what it takes to be and put in a hopper. Because this is all my welds. Manuel Vasquez welds. No welds from anybody else. A lot of the car is, like I said, is built by us. It's built by me. So being a hopper is an important thing to us when we go out and hop. If something breaks, we got to fix it. The first time when I hit my switch, oh man, it felt good. It was, it's a feeling that's unexplainable. That shit feels real good. Hitting it for the first time, hearing that motor spin, hearing that gear snap. You know, I run 10 batteries now, so that's a whole nother world. But the first time I hit was only off of 4 batteries. You may laugh and say, damn, that's nothing, 4 batteries. But when you hit 4 batteries, you fall in love with that. You fall in love with hitting the switch, and then when you run about like 10, you fall in love with that even more. When I take out my hopper, it feels good, man, when I take out my hopper, you know. I take it out to the shows. A lot of people come and they ask me a lot of questions, which is good. You know, fill up their, fill their brain with a lot of information. Let them know how I started it, you know, let them know what is in it. They itch their head saying, how you do that? What makes it work? You know, how many batteries you have? Why does so many batteries run through it? You know, all that questions and answering to them, you know, like I said, it has them scratching their head. It makes you feel good. You know, because there's something that, you know, you did, something that I did, so it makes me feel good. I look back at this car when I hop it, and I don't give up, because I broke my frame twice. This is a frame that I had bought this frame, but also buying it, I built it when I worked for somebody. I worked in a shop, and I was building this frame for him, and it didn't come out on his car. And later on, he just said, how about you just buy my frame? Because my frame I broke my frame a few times. And so then, instead of making a new frame, that certain individual, he said, buy my frame. And so I thought about it, paid $3,500 for it. And I said, yeah, I'll pay for it. At the time, I was just a worker working on the frame. But knowing what was put into that frame is the reason why I bought it. This is before I had a welder and all that. So every time I hop this car, like I said, it makes me feel good because it reminded me of the time when my frame broke and I didn't know what I was gonna do because I didn't have a welder. I didn't have a plasma. I didn't do that type of work. I just worked for somebody. And seeing all the cars coming in and out of the shop, my car being down for a long time, I didn't think I was ever gonna be back on the street again. And then I got offered with that frame. So I jumped on it. And so it didn't leave me down. It put me back up. And here I am, like I said, more than 10 years. And this frame is strong, bulletproof. So it makes me feel happy that I have something lasting that long. A lot of people get rid of their cars, you know, some people do, some people don't. But this is a car that I'm gonna stick around with. And it's gonna stay here. Cause it's been serving fools. It's been serving hoppers state to state. And it's still gonna keep serving them from state to state. Street to street, show to show. So she does make me happy. We call her the emotions. Why'd I pick the emotions? It's a funny story. A lot of people, like I said earlier, in the hop game, you cannot cry about things. You gotta have a thick skin. And I've been the highest hitting car out here in the Northwest for a long time here. Won a lot of shows, been winning first place, winning in the streets. You get stuck, you lose. Messing around with the car every now and then. Yeah, I'll lose a show here and there, only due to getting stuck. But after, you know, that, it's still the highest hitting car. It's coming back down, still serving them other cars. So it puts me up higher than them, puts me at the #1 rank. So we call her the emotions because everybody gets in their emotions when she comes out. They get all butthurt when they get served. They get butthurt when it's on the bumper. They get butthurt when it's hopping non-stop. I'm not hitting my bumper once or twice and I'm stopping. This thing keeps going. It's like an Energized bunny. And it's gonna keep going. So we named her the emotions because everybody be in their emotions. So like I was saying in the hop game, this is what we hop for. This is why I'm the king of the Northwest. Why I'm the highest hitting car. Like I said, there'll be a lot of haters out there that will hate, get upset. Even haters look up to you. Like the haters that look up to me, it's okay. Got a few belts here that we won that were on the table. I went to Taurus Empire show, won over there. Became a king. Got that. Got a single pump class, King of the Northwest. Won that one. You know. Won this one in a battle. Been having these for some years now. Supposed to come back after a year, reclaim the belt of the king of the street, but they didn't come back, so it is what it is. Now it just hangs up on the wall and it's gonna stay there. I already done all that. Got a nice crown. I know there's a few crowns out there, you know, that have been out there that have been given to by a hog, young hog, you know. And but this was given at a show where all the highest cars came out. I know Hog goes to different shows where not all the cars have gone out there. Well, we went to a show where there was all the highest hitting cars there. And well, as you can see, I took the crown home. I'm the king of the Northwest. There's others that want to come and hop, but they never come, which, you know, everybody has things they got to do. But when we do go to the shows, they know where we're at. They don't ever want to hop. So with that being said, we know I'm the king of the Northwest. We still could get a hop on. We could hop whoever. I would call them out of their name, but I don't know if they would feel disrespected by it. But we know there's a few hoppers up north in Washington. If they want to hop, you know, we know we can hop. Hopefully we can get something going. As you can see, we just hopped this beast, put it on the bumper, and ain't nobody hiding. We're here. So the hop game, there's a lot of hoppers out here in the Northwest. Me is one of them. But a lot of the hoppers out here in the Northwest actually come from Puro Locos Car Club, which is the club that obviously I'm from. And we got about, I want to say close to maybe about 8 to 9 hoppers. I can name a few of them off, but I mean, it would just keep going. But we got Manuel Vasquez that has a hoppers in the pit. We got Israel Vasquez. We got Ernie, Local Ernie. We got local mugs out there. You know, we have a few other cars. We have an OG member, Local Tiger. You know, he got a Cadillac. We got Cadillacs, G-bodies. We got wagon. So a lot of the other hoppers that are in our club are out there in the streets and the shows too. You know, hopefully we could see what they're doing too here soon. So I'm Tomas Aguilar, also known in the lowrider world as Mufasa Jr. And I'm from Puro Locos Car Club, Portland, Oregon. And I'm sponsored by High Hitter Hydraulics. And that's some of my lowrider stories.
One thing that I did want to mention is if you guys are looking to get some parts engraved and polished, hit up the homeboy Roy at Infamous and he will hook you up. He does really great work. He is located out in Arizona. I forgot what city, but when he tells you that it'll be done by a certain amount of weeks, it'll be back at your place when he gives you that ETA. So I mean, if you're looking for good quality work in engraving and polishing, make sure you hit the homeboy Roy up. He will hook it up and make your ride look good for the summer. or depending where you live at, it'll look good all year long. Don't forget to say that Lolo's and More sent you.